Hey, what is up YouTube? And today we have another Ember Trek guide, and we're going to be doing a floor 30 this time as you guys all requested, because it seems like a lot of you guys are stuck. I wouldn't really recommend following these teams. A lot of these teams you can see from level 68s, 58s, and so forth. They are just super overgeared, like you can see this Messiah here, for example, for the fastest one. I'm going to show you guys the safest way to do it, and honestly, the easiest way that I did it using this pretty much exact team comp while I was progressing it at like level 40-ish, I think. But basically, it revolves around just having 1 DPS and 4 like supports, especially healers. Now, the biggest thing when you do any Ember Trek is what cards you select. There's one that you do not want to take here no matter what, and that is going to be this one. You don't really care if you take more damage. The damage is whatever, but when you have so many dots, currently in the game, there's not a lot of dispellers that can, full dispel you. I don't think there are any actually. Maybe there's one. So because of that, when you have too many dots, you just kind of bleed out. So take everything but the third one, do 1, 2, and 4, because otherwise you get overwhelmed. So this is not the team I used. What I'm going to recommend here is using Dieting as your main DPS. You can swap him out for something like a Messiah. If you have like a Chloros, he's okay. If you have just like any green DPS as well, it should be okay. But for the most part, I think Dieting is the best because you do want to auto single target. And then you want to bring just 3, 4 supports around this character. And the biggest one I'm going to say that you need to bring is going to be Green Sonya. This unit is super broken here. Definitely bring her. She has a two-person dispel purify every single turn. So you want to make her decently fast, and you want to make sure her S2 and S3 are decently leveled up, because she's not only good just here, she's good in a lot of areas of content later on where you need a dispeller. If you come from Epic 7, she's basically like Angelic Montmorency, but a little bit worse, not as broken. But basically all you do in the first phase, you just tank and spank it, and you just want to hit the boss here. Makes a lot of sense because you can't hit the other ones because they have invincibility. But basically you're just hitting, and you don't want to waste your skills randomly, especially like Sonya S3. Even though it gives health, you want to kind of just wait. And you can see with like a defense broken boss here, you can do a ton of damage to the first boss here. It's super simple. My Dieting's on pretty good gear, so that's most likely why this happened. But you can do it in 2 S3s if you want, and you basically just tank and spank, and you just kind of just heal up and keep going, and you just keep dispelling everything from your team. Now here I'm going to actually cycle my S3. I think I'm going to use it on Dieting, because if he dies, it's pretty much over. But the thing is, with Sonya, I can actually revive, and it's really nice because she gives like a stacking health buff, so if you can use it over and over, it's very good. But honestly, this boss, the only thing this really is, it's going to be a check on what units you bring. So Linglo and Sonya are pretty much free to play. If you bring them both with like 2 other supports and a DPS, you should be good to go. And you can see like all these dots are stacking up. And the reason why you want to just bring a ton of supports is just because you want to be able to basically heal it off and give yourself immunity, and also cleanse it off here. And Sonya, you can see, is just permanently dispelling every single turn, which is super important for this fight. And now we can do another S3. You can kind of see why Dieting's so broken, because he just does a crap ton of damage, especially if you have defense down on the boss. And we're just going to heal again here. And we will heal again, because Linglo can actually dispel some off with Whale Prayer. And you can see, even with this setup, I am still getting overloaded by debuffs. This is why you do not want to actually choose the one where you get more dots. People think that one isn't that big of a deal, but it is the worst one by far to take. And you just want to keep hitting the boss, just dispelling. The damage isn't that big of a deal. The boss gets stacking crit rate, but it doesn't really matter, because even if you get crit, it doesn't do that much damage. You'll see. This is the boss's attack here. Bam. It's whatever. And yeah, it's pretty much all you want to do. You just want to just keep hitting the boss and cleansing. You can see I'm never even dropping below 50% health. So even if this fight takes a while, it is fine. The boss doesn't have any like extra crit rate to crit damage conversion, so it doesn't really matter if it stacks up. The enrage in this fight is very fake, so you don't really have to worry about it too much. Here I'm just going to hold my S3 just because I want to keep it going into the 3rd phase, and I think even though this phase can be tough, especially if you're under geared, the third phase is going to be tougher. So, you know, if you're struggling with this like 4 support, 1 DPS composition, it's most likely going to be like a gear check or more likely a shell check. And if you're really struggling, I'll show you guys a secret shell that you can run later on, which will make it very easy. I actually don't know why I did that, but okay. We're going to, I think I'm going to S3 Kloss. I don't think anything will get one shot here. I just want to make my max health spread out as much as I can. So if I give like 1 stack to everyone, they should be able to just, you know, tank boss this damage like pretty easily. Okay, so in this phase it's a little different. So the reason why I like bringing Diting or single target is because you have to kill the ads now. So in the first 2 phases the ads are invincible. Now the boss is invincible unless the ads are dead. So basically all you do is you just focus the ads here. Just focus on 1. Ideally, if you're using Diting, make sure you try to get 1 lower than anything else, because obviously you want to get his mark on one of them. Here we go. Boss will hit, and it does literally no damage. Literally, the only damage in this phase is going to come from the ads. Anything that can put slowdown on them is very good. Leanne is pretty good here if you want to use her, because she can push back the ads. And you can see the ads is where it's going to like start doing a ton of this debuffing. And if you pick the 3rd card, this is where you kind of just die. So here I'm going to actually buff my Freya. It looks like she's getting hit the most. So she has 2 stacks now. Sonya is cleansing my team here. And then we get annoying stuns. But basically, it's just a tank and spank. And attack again. Just another set of debuffs coming out. My Sonya, since she's fast, she will be able to heal my team up. Now, if you get people low, and like, so the way Sonya's AI works is she heals the lowest health targets. She doesn't prioritize debuffs, which is kind of annoying. But ends up being okay most of the time, especially if you bring another healer. And that's why you can't really have Sonya solo heal this. You need another healer, because her AI on her passive, it will always heal the lowest health target no matter what. So you can see my Diting has 4 stacks here. Very, very scary, but I will be able to live it. I don't even drop below 50%, and that's mostly because I have Sonya, right, giving him 40% max health. So you can kind of see why Sonya is super good. Make sure you guys save your defense down if you're about to phase the boss, because you want it to go on the boss, right? And now you'll see there's like a timer here where, you know, if you don't have enough damage, she'll resummon the ads. So there's a slight DPS check, so you want to make sure that you beat it. And I'm going to put immunity up here because my Thunder Mark will activate on my Diting soon. And I don't want it to activate because even though it's not that big of a deal, this is like the burst phase of the boss, and I want to do as much damage as I can. So I don't have my S3 up. If you are a little bit under geared, you'll probably have to 2-phase this boss, which is still fine. And here, my Diting still got stunned because he took his turn. That's actually quite unlucky. So here I'm going to just S3 the Sonya. So if she dies, it's pretty much over, no matter what. And you can see Sonya is just so OP because she can dispel the stun from the Thunder Mark. And another reason why anything with slowdown or turn meter pushback, why it's so good on this fight, is because of this last phase. You want to delay it as much as possible. So you can see I'm going to kill it before it even gets to summon its ads again. But even if it did summon the ads, it's basically going to be a rinse and repeat. And you just do the same exact thing. And I'll 100% kill it because I get attack buff here. And then I will be able to use Diting here. Now if you have Chiaki the Echo or Lily skilled up, this fight's even easier. Honestly, they're probably just better than Freya, especially Chiaki the Echo, just because of the fact that she adds another Dispel. You just want to bring as many Dispels as possible to make this fight super, super easy. But that's pretty much it for this guide, though. I said I would show you guys a secret shell, but I realized, thinking about it now, you guys probably won't need to do this. You probably have this done if you have the shell. But if for some reason you don't have it done and you can farm Alicorn, Alicorn makes this boss super free. So if you could put this on like 2 supports, even at like level 20 or 30, because you can only really die at the dot, this makes it super easy. So it's like a secret tech for just this boss, not just this boss, but anything with debuffs. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys found this helpful, and I will be back with a floor 36 guide in probably in a few hours, honestly.